Greetings, agents. We're reporting live from the Dex Research and Battle Strategy HQ. I'm PokeKels, and I'm pleased to report that no Ultra Beasts have appeared in the skies over Alola tonight.
I'm Special Agent Alex, and tonight we repeat, all is peaceful and bright, with no threats to be seen, as the full moon passes over.
Special Agent Alex, what's wrong? Are you okay?
I don't know. I just looked at the moon and started crying, and I don't know why.
Well, do you want to talk about a Pokemon to get your mind off things? Well, good, because I'm suddenly getting a ping from our satellite headquarters.
Alex, Kels, urgent news. I've just spotted UB-04 Blaster headed to your location. Could touch down in a matter of hours. It's moving fast.
Celesteela? Oh no, we have to prepare the trainers.
Wait a minute. If it's going so fast, how come it's gonna take hours?
Because it just flew by our satellite headquarters. And our satellite headquarters are on the moon.
Why is this? Alex, you're gonna have to get past this moon crying thing because Celesteela is way scarier than our pretty floating rock friend. It's tied with Cosmo M for being the heaviest Pokemon of all, and its blaster arms allow it to fly at high speeds, even up into the atmosphere. It's essentially a giant, evil spaceship. Lady. I don't know.
The name Celesteela comes from celestial, for the sky or heavens, and steel for obvious spaceshipy reasons. But before I go any further, you're gonna have to take us into a segment, Kels.
So early? But we just get started.
Well, for this to make sense, we gotta get the story before we serve the pudding.
Is that a saying?
I said it, so yes, technically.
All right. Well, load up the title card. It's Pokemon.
Hashtag get the story before we serve the pudding.
Celesteela's design inspirations are such a cool idea altogether, and we wanted to make sure to frame it in good context. That means we start with the oldest known Japanese prose narrative, The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter.
Taketori no Okina was a childless bamboo cutter who one day found a shining stalk of bamboo growing in the woods. When he cut it open, a tiny child the size of his thumb was inside. He named her Kaguya-hime, Princess of Flexible Bamboo's Scattering Light. Thereafter, every piece of bamboo he cut down had a small piece of gold in it, and they became rich.
Kaguya-hime grew into a beautiful young woman who had many suitors. She rejected them all, giving them impossible tasks to complete before she would consent to marry them. Even the emperor tried and failed to get her attention, but that summer, every time the moon was full, she would look at it and tears would stream down her face.
She tried not to tell anyone, but the pain became too great to bear, and Kaguya-hime eventually revealed that she was an alien sent to Earth to escape a celestial war, and she told her adoptive father that she needed to leave Earth to return to her people on the moon. And this was written in the 10th century AD. So cool.
As a parting gift, she gave the bamboo cutter and his wife her kimono and left with an escort of moon people, never to return. But the story of Kaguya-hime has stuck around. Of course, Celesteela's Japanese name, Tekaguya, points us right to this story for inspiration, but there's still one more factoid that really makes this a home run.
In 2007, Japan launched a lunar orbiter spacecraft called Selene. For 2 years, it orbited the moon and then was instructed to impact on the moon's surface in 2009. The orbiter had a nickname to be voted on by the general public, and of course, they picked Kaguya. It even had 2 sub-satellites named after other characters in the story.
So Celesteela is inspired by a real-life spacecraft nicknamed for a space princess in an ancient Japanese text? So cool! And then of course it appears exclusively in Moon version because that's where it lives, but not only that, Ultra Beasts are canonically described as Pokemon's take on invasive species, and designing one after a character that's lost on another planet is pure poetry, my dudes! Think of that, next time that you think that the designers are lazy.
Slay, girl!
Oh, nah, I'm just hype about design. It's really cool. I mean, designers of all kinds. So creative.
Want me to impress you with my grand designs for victory using Celesteela in VGC 2017?
Do I ever?
Good! Starts right now, and agents, you should pay attention too. Should you ever obtain a Celesteela of your own, this could very well save your life.
Pokemon.
Celesteela plays pretty passively, can switch in on a lot of common threats thanks to its massive bulk, and often finds itself winning matches in the late game purely by outlasting its opponents. It's one of the most popular Pokemon in the meta right now thanks to its Steel Flying typing, and it earns its keep on any team it's on. Start with a careful one and EV train it fully in special defense, but also give lots of attention to HP and physical defense to give it that nice meaty bulk.
Stretching out the match, draining health from your opponent, and healing yourself is the main strategy for Celesteela. and Leech Seed, Protect, and Leftovers are going to be your main tools to execute it. Other than some fire and electric types, this can slowly wear down almost any opponent in the meta, so when it comes to move choices, always go defensive over aggressive with Celesteela.
Though if we are going to talk attacks, as the heaviest Pokemon in the game, a Heavy Slam from Celesteela can be a pretty beast mode Steel-type move, especially since it gets Stab, and even though you probably won't actually use it a bunch, it's a great deterrent against a lot of common threats, especially the 3 Tapus that take super effective damage from it.
And finally, just because it's everywhere, it can't be seeded and it can be threatening to Celesteela even without stab moves, we like to run Flamethrower on this set just to deal with Kartana, though it can be pretty useful against Metagross and other Celesteela as well. Just don't let your opponent know you have it for sure until you're ready to use it, because you'll spoil the surprise.
And that, my fellow agents, is how you battle with a Celesteela. But of course, that's not the only way to do it, so we had our intelligence gathering teams hit the streets to bring you a few random thoughts.
Toxic is a great choice for any team built around stalling out big threats, but on Celesteela, it works better when there's other stuff going on too, like hail or sand, to keep your opponent's life dropping every single turn. Sometimes it's a risk to waste a turn getting it off though, so play wisely or bring something else.
Substitute is another great choice for Celesteela, especially considering that sometimes the sub can survive some pretty hard hits, and you can use Leech Seed and Protect from behind it. But setting and resetting substitutes can be time-consuming, so just make sure your team can support all those extra turns, and you'll go far.
And finally, some sets you'll see online will recommend the Wide Guard over Protect, as it's a little more supportive of your partner and there's so many wide-hitting moves in the meta, but unless you're very experienced at predicting your opponent, this can often be less of a blessing and more of a curse. So if you're gonna use it, stay alert.
Alright, agents, this is the end of this week's special report. Remember to always follow directions, stay indoors, and whatever you do, don't... Oh, no, never mind. Some little boy caught it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you have any additional intelligence to share, or you too cry uncontrollably whenever you see the moon, follow the link in the description below to our official Dex Discord, where not only can you find something to enjoy for every type of Pokemon fan, but now you can compete in our weekly The Dex Orange League Pokemon tournament. In fact, we're having a big online Pokemon Pokken DX tournament this Friday, and we are live streaming it at twitch.tv/ClassicOnEA, so make sure and get that on the Discord if you miss any updates. Get on that Discord. I did it.
Good. Click on one of these titles for more cool Pokemon vids, or if you have a second, why not take a second to acknowledge our Patreon patrons who not only support us financially, but also with their healing moves and team buffs on the battlefield. And guys, subscribe, okay? I'm Special Agent Alex.
And I'm Puppy Kells. Tune in next week for another affectionate episode of
The Dex.